Yeah. Okay, hi everyone. Start the meeting now. Thank you all for coming. So first, I'm going to call the meeting to order. So I move to call the meeting to order. Do I hear a second? I'll second. Okay, everyone say in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, meeting is called to order. So first we have some preliminary matters. So roll call.
Yep. Alrighty. You know how this goes. Audie, are you present?
Yep.
Annie, are you here?
Yeah.
What's I'm gonna break? I was gonna mention they were not going to be here. Corinne, are you here? Alrighty. Dylan, are you here?
Here.
Elizabeth? Elle?
Here.
Emma?
Here.
Hannah?
Here.
Jackson?
Here.
Lauren?
Here.
Lindsay?
Here.
Lisa? Livia?
Here.
Megan mentioned they were going to be late, unless you're here now. Look, Megan? No, I think so. All right, Billy. Michael? There. Sorry, got you mid-mouthful there. Neil? Awesome. Owen mentioned that we're not going to be here. Rachel?
Here.
Ryan? Here. Satya?
Here.
Debbie mentioned that we're going to be gone. And that is roll call. Yep, that is roll call.
Okay, perfect. Now, I move to approve the agenda. Do I hear a second? Second. Okay, everyone in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, agenda is approved. So first, do we have any public comments today?
I will take a gander at that real quick here. Oh, this is Carter, by the way. Sorry. We have no public comments.
Okay, perfect. Then we're gonna move on. So we have a candidate interview today. His name is Carter. I think you already kind of introduced yourself to us, but I guess Jeremy already told you kind of like you can introduce yourself and talk about why you want to be on stuff and stuff, and then we will like leave it to open questions and we can like ask him any questions on the spot. So you can go whenever you're ready.
Hi, this is Carter. Carter Osmus. I go to Monmouth High School. I'm a sophomore. Well, 3 main reasons why I want to join, I guess. Well, I want to connect to the community. I was born in Michigan, and I've been here since I was a baby. I don't have any other family members outside of my parents in Colorado and my brother. So Superior is like my family, basically. I want to help the community that raised me, be part of it. And being part of the community, I just want to really contribute to it. Reason 2, I inspired to be like my mom. She volunteers a lot in our community. My mom has been pretty involved with stuff like my elementary school. And she also has been part of a lot of children's charities in the Superior Chamber. She's shown to me that people who donate their time to causes get more about their community. By serving on the youth council, I kind of want to do the same thing and be empathetic and gain a deeper understanding of how to make a difference. Reason 3, building a foundation for the future. Volunteering through the youth council. Well, we developed leadership skills and real world experience in college applications and future jobs. I believe I'll be a valuable member because community is important to me, and volunteering, I will make a difference. Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Carter? It can be about anything. That all.
Are you involved in any like volunteer activities at Monarch?
I'm part of the cross country team of Monarch.
What year are you in Monarch right now?
Sophomore.
What events have we done that like sparked your interest in joining?
I remember there was one at the Pancake Festival, and I saw that. My mom was there too, and I saw a lot of guys there, so I was like, that's pretty cool. I think that's the only one I've really seen in person.
So it's most or less community-based thing you volunteered at.
I think it was. I was at the so after the Marshall fires, I was with Ryan. We were handing out food and other stuff.
I just wanted to ask, how could you encourage more youth to get involved in like our local events and volunteering?
Well, I feel like I can try to just spread the word about a lot of different events to other people, I guess.
Okay, does anyone have anything else they want to ask? Carter?
I've got one that would be relevant for today. What's a fun event or program or some way to give back to the community that you think SYLC can provide that as we are working on our work plan today?
I feel like pretty cool one would be probably maybe doing like a community like an event that's probably like donating stuff to people.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, so since they meet like monthly and have multiple events, do you think you'd be able to like participate in all of those, or do you think it'd be hard with like other activities you have?
No, I'm pretty sure I can make all of them. Yeah, I'm pretty committed to my cross country team. I've gone to like every single practice over the summer, and I got my varsity letter my freshman and sophomore year for it too. So I've gone to almost every practice, so I'm pretty committed to that. So I definitely do that here too.
One of the leads you flow.
For my cross country, usually on the weekends, Saturday.
Aren't you guys like over for the year now though?
We have November 22nd is our last one. I will be in Arizona.
What the cold was it? Oh, warm it in here.
Well, I don't have any other questions. I think, yeah, you answered those really good. Good job, Carter. Yeah, does anybody else have anything else they want to ask him? Okay, cool.
No, we are not. I will send you all out a candidate's feedback sheet tomorrow. You can fill out. Carter, I think if you review the email again, you'll be doing an interview in front of town council on the 10th, I believe it was. Monday night, so the 10th, yes. So be prepared for that one as well. Do recommend coming in person, and you'll see me there for that too. Okay. Otherwise, we appreciate it. You're more welcome to stick around. We're about to break into groups the next bit, or you don't need to stick around, but it gives you a great opportunity to see how we operate.
Oh, I could stick around.
Sure, cool.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, thank you, Carter. So we're gonna move on to some discussion items. So now that we're in the month of November, which is crazy, but we are like starting up our work plan for next year for 2026. And we have some things to think about. I think Jeremy's gonna pull it up right now. But we are gonna split into groups. So I think like around down the middle, there's more on this side than this side. But we have like posters that we're gonna like jot down notes and stuff like that. And during this like talk, I have a couple. Should I have questions now? Maybe like 3 things to think about while we're all breaking out. So, first, like think about like what worked this previous year and what was not working well. So if that can be like have to do with volunteering or maybe a specific event we did you really liked, you really didn't like. And what capacity does the council have to provide community programs? So, I mean, kind of think about like how big we are in comparison, because obviously like things like Monster Mash are really big events, but we don't have to have all of our events be that big of scale. So maybe think about other events that we could incorporate. And lastly, what is missing that you would like to see the council provide? So again, it doesn't have to be directly in correlation to like volunteer stuff. We could maybe talk about like speakers or other things that we've done in past years. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can obviously ask Jeremy or Allison or one of us, but I think we're gonna split.
You wanna do a 1-2 method? You've heard of that?
I've not heard. Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
That
go
works
ahead.
well. Oh, do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Get markers and all that.
Okay. Okay, you guys, like, I'm splitting you off guys into 1, 2. So you're 1, S you're 2, Neil 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So you I have 2 and then 1, 2. Okay. 1's go over here and 2's go over here. And
You know that?
yeah.
And if you all want to put up the YouTube, so
Yeah. What is the potential for military?
one's over here. You're 1 over here.
Oh.
Open the string.
Okay, and here he has it on the screen, but this is like a bigger copy of all the things that really don't have us here. Does anyone have to write it in what's today? I have no. I have no. There, and I don't read it here as well. Is that one right there? And that's it. What is that? And then what is it?
You want to get bullet points, you want to do timelines. This is completely up to you. Let's do it swiftly. We'll just table out the circle around.
Yeah.
There you go. Alright, so we're on, let's add a couple more people over there. A little short.
So we had one is to figure out how since we get time right and then like
Be right there.
we like more like that there's this cross line.
So, that's a great question. This is your time to evaluate what didn't work. So they didn't work, take it out of the plan, right? So they didn't work, is there, how do you want to change it? What do you want to add, and so forth. So this is your ability to completely modify the work mechanism, it's not here. So removal, additions, changing, it's all the same. Hey, so we have a box here, that's great. What do you guys think?
What do you think about that? You think we should do that again?
Timeline, right? Or first quarter, second quarter, and all that. January, there's March. What do you want to actually do? It's not a big one.
Yeah, like this.
Second quarter.
We would just have a bunch of people from different schools and like science bugs, like, and then I said it was bugs, like, or there was people, and I was like, yes, and
Let's start there. I'll be going like that.
Okay, so starting out with some STEM activity, which will usually take place here, and that's where we have like the different clubs from the different schools. And like and then activity ones that like so actions I think it's like Marshall.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years. Right? The same freaking success.
Yeah, I don't like it's talk about it, but still wanting to do it, we can hold it on there. Little shots.
Hold this, so, like, how they used to, like, you got 5 minutes, like, how that, go in, just.
Yeah.
And you feel like,
They figure out what you all want to be first, figure out what we want to have plans there, and then last thing, figure out what you want to have.
was there,
And add on that one.
yeah, I think.
Valentine's Day, like we use with the what is the really makes it sad, we can talk to figure out how they're not doing a lot of times. So that's supposed to be guys. There was one problem with it, like we were always there and there's like a window that was trying to also
we could see what you were signed up to go back there.
thought that it would be yeah. I think when they got she was really mad at us. The words that we do it to say like
Yeah, so you want to jump on 1 month ago, I did that. Well, we're in the all
first thing, and then she got mad at kids. Sorry. Yeah, we should smile in the spot because I was like right good over there, I feel like, and people obviously, so you could try to like get the entire community set there if possible, or like
Hold on.
And this is the important part about this, is finding all this out. Because if
And
you're
I
all
think
planning
another thing
to
that's
sign off.
really important was like
That it was.
a little bit back and forth, like someone didn't know the national code, and like I think some teams backed out late because they didn't get very much notice on it, so
Kind of get
maybe like more
February, Valentine's Day, you get the middle of the week this time.
for sure. I think we could also, well, I don't know what you guys feel about this, but we could try to get not only like school clubs involved, but also like
On Saturday.
organizations outside of
Did do that.
high schools. I don't know. We're trying to like this summer, but like yeah, like if you could get something that would be really good for like, and then we can also
Is that you all want to do that again, Matt? Colorado, do you want to do that? Because the sooner I just do something, so they have, they're stuff that they're getting like.
I think you go to go on the trip on the Mother's Day.
yeah. I haven't done exterior like when we did it.
Flower mountain, like one for flower.
So there's more traffic there.
A little bit more salary. That's in like January.
Like that.
That's a good idea as well.
Here's this March.
Thank you so much.
So it's not there.
It is, but well, here it is.
That's what it is.
Saturday, sorry. You know, we do have a new GI in that area that's here. I got the ability to work to that also, that's not.
Oh, yeah, there's a little kids that.
Yeah.
So if you can do that, we'll save you costs, it's also usually about the better. So they're basically.
What's the day? August.
There you go.
Yes, it's August.
The one that, they're, the one that is mostly.
Yeah. Next up, news where you got as some
Most of it, it should be like, you know,
He was in a ball here.
We're like. And we can make it like an entire, not an entire day type of thing, but like, I liked it when you guys remember Lasagna houses. Yeah, but kind of like, yeah, you want to kind of take that lasagna from like out back, like you to have full drop off the donations out back there, or like the entire day, and then also you have to water it out for security, like anything. Something like that would be out there.
Yeah, but I think we might, well, I can see too much success.
Yeah, it was like.
You go like, you don't change it, I will say it'll help you all vote the group more. That's a big thing, or you can change it to something completely different, doesn't need it to come check out or meeting, right? It could be, let's go, instead of a meeting, let's go out and do something instead of, right? Then you'll want to go out and do like a community event, stuff like. I don't know, like the work day, that's some kind of situation or something like that. And your creativity.
No, it was that album. It was that, there was one that was that over on
Just like you drive off here.
Was it that incident? It was serious. Yeah, because that was the one that was like backtrack.
Yeah.
And then next one was like quarter. It's like have.
Do like, and anything, that's also like develop.
You're at Elder Rock.
Base, also, there can be people like, oh, actually, like.
And I don't know if this is sign, but like trying to get and stuff, and then with time, like I feel like trying to get something other than that's I would do
Yeah, for that time, like, if you were thinking about something associated with schools, they're usually out there. You want to do it like, I know you're all.
or something for the regulation. It's like what is like the story there's a lesson written oh they charts yeah in your book so it's just
Yeah, you can do it in April. I know you all Thursday out in beats.
or
That's you can do it.
or make it trash pickup
Must be very additional stuff, right? I still had to be like roll because that's used to plan out.
so that's what you're trying to get involved in.
But there is an option for you all kids want to create and testing.
We could also do something like that. Maybe not the same as but like not the same as Senathon, but like we could get like go clubs and do what they like similar like yeah, like we could do concert stuff and like
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, we should try to like art for kids or something, you know, that sort of thing. So like these other
I like the idea.
We were okay, so we like doing a job, you only just like backyard things and
And definitely that, I will also say the summer markets are usually going on at that time in that space too, so it's more than welcome an opportunity to work there. Would be good, or that's one.
Pretty good, like it's really hard, like it's
But it's summer when the summer markets are here.
I don't know, we didn't have that, we don't have that, but there was this one guy who came in and we talked about like mental health and it was really good. So this, I don't know, yeah, like during the beginning of this year, and like the election, like race and variety and stuff.
Okay. Like that.
I know the live September, like you do some of these stuff, but it can be hard to right? Or live, the old and sponsors has to have do it again, something because that's not something that, you know, starts joy for everyone, I said. Like, I think makes ideas like having a quiet station at Open Drive that you guys said last year. You know, we're gonna be like a little bit this year, there's gonna be a parade. We'll be trying to have that area a lot more, so maybe think of some ideas for here push up the. Not sure any guys. Is it also, I don't know if it's a part. I feel like it's in both hands. To go, and like. I was like, oh yeah.
It's a subject under.
So yeah, it's but so just advice, that's the bring all forward, what would you guys like to do? Let's do kind of make your privilege of life for lively and. I know, like, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, the national fair saying.
Yes, that's more of a volunteer kind of thing.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's good to keep it out there.
Yeah.
Not that volunteer is required, although it's a great way to exchange out there, also for, but it's not some other thing that you want to do, it's just national volunteer.
Stop that. And then what was that mental health? And the thing, like, I know there's mental.
So, previous generations.
focusing on both of those at the same time is really hard. It's like,
There you go.
like you feel one person go back, say out well. But is anybody feeling as strongly? Like, does anybody feel strongly that or like a like and
timeline dance, in the sense that
yeah, you can.
you all want to
Is there,
spread
like,
that
I don't know
awareness.
what other ways could be like
More so spreading awareness for organizations as opposed to the topics, because
it's just hard.
we're not professionals, right? And there's that fine line of, well, you know, getting in trouble or anything like that, right? But it's also a very important topic to talk about, right? So previous generations, we were trying to figure out what that exactly looked like, right? Main is mental health. As an additional component, so that well. And just, I think the previous ideas behind that was. Like mostly was working with organization to try to get the word out. I will say, working with that organization was a bit.
So I'm in line yeah, they basically,
Okay, yeah, I think one thing that's really cool, so for those of you who don't know what Metro Matrix is, you like go to like kind of stuff, so they like fans on Metro, and got fans on Metro, and we could like sitting as part of the meeting, and all leaders from all of the towns of Colorado come in, and they actually have meetings, and it's just like kind of watch what you're, and then it's fantastic. We got to tour the task places one year, which was really fun. We got to tour like the courthouses. And one of them I wanted to do, but last year was Sunday Mints, and that's like where money is made, and you can get it around there, and it's actually really good. It's like so you know that they do like help on there. I think we wanted to like help them in like but I think it's like the access to the art and like the students are so like I want to be sure kids there or would you guys want to do
Or maybe y'all would do your own.
would you guys want to explore that like
It would be a great opportunity. So, do y'all want this to be one of the volunteer opportunity, because you can't really make it yours for organizations?
Yeah.
So maybe add that as like a potential volunteer, like, hey, do you want to participate in or help out with this? We'll help try to spread awareness and be part of the whole, like, getting this to, the school that we could go to, right? And is that usually in June? Because you said they usually do it in April.
April for the arts for awareness, it's a maybe like you around other like things like there's something that we but that's sort of like sooner than we're planned.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to do any volunteer stuff, I can always ask them. So we have people always want to volunteer for that.
I think that would be fantastic. That means it also doesn't that fine, that's that fine line of getting professional advice from not specials.
Okay, so the next one is 4th of July, it's like a kickball tournament, which was past year, didn't go on, and they, oh yeah, people to help run that, and then if something, like, sign up, you would do this thing, that was so good. Yeah.
To be fair, a lot of those individuals also kind of put the softball league at the time of that depends on what, so there's a little bit of problem with that.
Was that what it is?
Oh, there's a line. There's
There was a initiative pushed by a town sponsor. Softball league. Yeah, a lot of people. Like, but with that said, the year prior, it also didn't rank because there was a team signing. So I guess it's kind of fair.
The meetings under the was an also the average person like it's supposed to be.
We didn't put out average.
By the way, this year for both.
Like, what is it, all down communications, all the recommendations.
No, so if you remember going around the store and we're getting out of here, we heard it had us done, so. That would be a fun thing. Maybe before it just realized during the not that used it because it's actually maybe we get like into old clean, something like that. That'd be good. I think it's a good idea if you can make it work. And it's how to like if you would. So I mean, Kat is trying to do it. Right, trying to do a lot of it.
We did have,
I feel like we could, or we could like bring it to the rest of the group and see what they think as well.
oh, yeah, at the end, we'll all gather together and talk about what we've done. And discuss it.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it could like you can grab
So they help, yeah.
Old, but otherwise it could just be like general volunteer or in Georgetown. You could throw out like, you know, the trash stuff, bring in the other like, I don't think we ended up doing like a post there and all for so.
For 4th of July, you all did it, correct, you did. But I was like interchangeable with some of you all volunteered to do, some of you all said, but that's how the next question.
What's something else though?
Yeah, I don't really have. That's good.
Anything, it doesn't need to call, you can call, you can be an art artist, you work with art, arts, right? It could be pretty much anything we perform animation. Dude,
That one is one of our largest events here.
you like a little disc golf?
But there's also a lot of outside. As for.
That is correct. We also have another disc golf course over in Alfred. While we want to run a more smaller tournaments as well, potentially, and with that one. Doesn't necessarily need to be when it's like 4th of July. Well, it can as well if you really want to, like a 4th of July disc tournaments after
In that time.
the 4th of July day, right? Or after the 4th of July event. So there is that option as well.
Should we just put last year?
Like the giant pickleball thing. Pickleball is a big thing, right? Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's the normal though, they're really long to pull out, so. We're really going to put a lot of them, so. Maybe. No, like, well, we first, like, in our school, like, not on the
Yeah.
Yeah. There was.
That could be a potential.
I went and it was like 3.
But I also, for the second question on the agenda, well, for your own financial resources around that, July is a pretty skin, like thin month for you all, most of you all are doing out, doing fun things, living life. So I do want to keep that in mind as well.
Would you guys want to go to that one or come on with it?
I'll just think of all idea because actually pretty weird. Yeah, I think you love that. Some sort of like partner thing, where it's like literally you with anyone else who wants to like sign up and they can like
They're when you got all your rights to turn it advertising.
Yeah, we could do something like that. Done
The
before,
ones
see,
that,
which-
yeah. What is snow busters?
Okay, okay. I
Got
haven't heard from you two in a minute. Any thoughts? Feelings? Wild theories? Alright.
Okay, next thing will be mentioned mayor's meeting, so that's, I think, gone on almost 7 years, and it's been really fun. Gives the cool parts of the town's voice, and what
Everyone here has attended last year.
I think you might have said the money,
But the whole point for us to get moved back was so everyone, we didn't have the option to visit the wings. Because they only do tours going from September and like fall, winter months, right? So that was the idea for that, plus we start off the year potentially with,
Yeah.
we have the new governors who got on board recently. And they're and go tour a civic space also this one, right? Sometimes and learn more about what it means to engage. And it's like jumping off like you put it somewhere else, but after being a part of council, you buy into the civically obligation, right? Additionally, by specific law, the ability to check out those things, so instead of checking out the minutes, as opposed to sticking to the same two, we can just ask them on their own.
you were able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoughts, opinions, y'all?
We're definitely big, and we ran out of the mass, we did, and there.
We can do that.
Where, when single send off. We. I've been there for a little bit, and I had no.
Yeah. We did trampoline park last time. The one that's very big to not see you golf. If you haven't been to it, it's usually just a time where you're, we'll have fun, whether it's bowling, whether it's park, or just.
Oh, I forgot, yeah.
Trampolines, and you said, oh, it's electricity, so a couple 30 years. It could be pretty much anything that's one year that's reasonable. We can't go on stage. Sorry, we're not. But hopefully one so you all have any ideas what you all potentially want to do? Do you want to keep that?
It's fun because like for inclusion every year, it's like a really nice, like, that's something fun.
Yeah, we'll be good at that. Yeah, any funny ideas for them? What you all wanna do?
Yeah.
Trampoline park, we've done the food outs, we've done.
Wait, the dogs was up over to like resort and stuff too. I'm trying to.
Yes.
Is that like the, that's like that was in John Summer?
Yeah, that was the cars and they all, the giant
There, yeah, so I'll go with the.
structure we extracted.
It was always flat morning, you know, those arcade.
They have an arcade, that is.
A lot of stuff, I didn't love this stuff, I think, businesses.
We're great, next year we'll go on site. Working and somebody will, especially for testing time, you guys will just like ride out.
Oh, if you.
It's around.
Yeah, so, and my dad, there are some.
We can do potential filter, that's fine. And also, we don't necessarily need to decide
Also,
on
we
this
feel like
right now.
kind of stress the importance of going to it
We can
because
decide on
that's
that.
like a full different type of thing.
We all
A lot
know
of kids
we're
like
doing this, just
kind of
then you
like,
go, think you
I don't
go
know.
up here, and we go down, we almost, because you, they have really cool.
I don't know, like even
For sea games, where it's like a giant archery arena, and they shoot your archery with each other.
Kind of like.
And yeah, so there is that, there's a bunch of different things that got decided. To it.
That knows how to
So,
going to
but
your.
then you can figure out,
Organization.
you don't consider one of these, but this is usually in place of the artist. Well,
How
this
was,
is not to be honest with you, but you can, I would not break that. No, we didn't have. Never mind, it's not.
SYLC or?
No, I don't think it was. I was, and then next one is community member orientations, yeah, we also did those spots, yeah.
I know, that's a very good. So it's. The way it was great, so.
I don't remember, was it just like, all the members could come? What's it called?
So that was in combination with senior center on.
Yeah.
How was
It's a great way to get new members on board with things, meet some people, it's a giant piece of paper, it's the thing. I would recommend you do that. If you're all getting that.
Then we're decorating that.
Oh, wait, after that is
Full of the Chili Fest, and it's, and then it's kind of like flying off, so they're more excited everywhere. And it's kids region and.
so great.
That's their monster, and she's.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
fun.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's like.
Yeah, that's volunteer.
Yeah, you know, but.
Those are all.
That it looks like the water stuff, like people were drinking water and like they're toothbrush on their digging it.
You all had things that outside too.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Or like having those photos, like they have it on like for.
Where from like your club's going really cool, like
Yes.
7 nights, you're only volunteers. And that's not it, it's a great way for still to get out and work with other clubs too.
I was just gonna say, let's commit not to the other. I would be minded. What was your religion? You put exactly the kids here.
And it's the break thing that you can't do stuff. It's now all less hectic.
Yeah. But, yeah.
But this is the fun you want to do, and don't recommend adding much more for you here because it's mostly Monster Mash and this plan for you. Like you go up with all of your opportunities and add that. You know, so usually you say, oh, you're good. What were you gonna say? Yes, that's the town hall program that, get out there and try to
No, I remember.
clean up sidewalks and, driveways, after stones happen, right? You can, that's okay. Well, just know it's little bit, mean that if it snows, there's no way to get out there, you know.
Yeah, so the old winter festival, they have all sorts of, think of like a farmer's market, but in winter times, they have all sorts of cute vendors and things.
Just starting on this stuff until you try, but if you want to do it, yeah, we can do that, if you want that as an idea.
Some live music going and.
Like, or you know, someone just and he's like, you start that, I think like that's that. Or like not season, start on funds there, and maybe
If you want to that,
Okay, cause I'm trying to get something that like goals for companies, but I know it's because I got people. Yeah, there's also like, I was gonna. Yeah, I'm sorry, let's start that this year, I think like. Any version, I think that's a very good one. The Winter Festival is December 13th, how it's Saturday.
Yep.
Like around
You
5.
That's why I know for the
Yeah.
hours.
And at 5. This is one quarter. Let's say they are so strict. I can. Oh. Sure.
We can talk about that.
Oh, but I'm gonna, yeah, I know what you said.
We'll talk about that next meeting first.
Like, I was just like. It's whether you don't have to do that, that's what it's starting. Yeah, I know.
There was a lot of people, I'm gonna be surprised if they. I didn't think too. I get an idea of how many was there, about each other. A lot of people, having the outside really helped out a lot.
It was my country, I was one of these friends and helping out with next to like this year. How much? Was that with? That's why.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
I'm on the team, but I know it's like asking.
We asked them a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like, we're on somebody, oh, shit, let me come for treat. And we had, they have to say that, eating ice cream, because we have moved that. First thing happened.
Start with the socket.
So,
After the work your predecessors, we were gonna send some festive stuff, that's the year on it.
yeah, I'm still not going to do that. We have visited that idea, like, the ice bros. Maybe more about potentially doing it over in city space and potentially like, okay, but just sort of like.
Okay, I went in snow budget, snow busters. Yeah.
I get the notion. Yeah, it's great. Anything else?
I'm just go to I'm sure that I'm sure I have so or now I have that case, but it's very much a go. Still converted to this guy's to the
Oh, yeah.
and like it was there's too many that already started. So that's
Where do you feel like what do you think so council could be focusing on?
So any brand new.
That's another idea.
Run and other places, where it's just like, oh, we got beautiful spaces or no, you actually two year, they know, you guys know, it's like, it was like really, so we're already done. We plan to have some like superior teenager, like. I'm just like, but we're passing that. So a couple years ago we had an assessment, all the channels, and college application, and that, like, I mean, most of the software I spent really, was not really involved into college.
Yeah, that's most of my.
It was like, but like, they let us like,
Getting started.
and stuff, and I really should have that, like, that was really interesting, guys, my source in person. We obviously don't do that,
Time, so.
I don't know.
But there is that, if you want to be more figure for them to make that. Because it's just a once a month thing, right, and they do pretty cool things, sometimes they'll do, like, costume disco parties, right? Or they'll do, pool nights, giant movie, like, stuff. So there is that possibility for people to create that program, want to, giant,
That would be cool, which I feel like we did fine, I don't know what we're doing in, and we're gonna so with more stuff on maybe. People are hard, but like, I know we do a lot of, like, the really young kids who are like parents night out and a lot of Monster Mash stuff, and we won't have like anything spinning or something, but I don't know if it could be something. Hard story about. For like getting books about or like.
What do you want to do in your spare time? That you hang out with your peers? The age-old golden question that we're always asking ourselves in the Parks and Rec world. What's the name of all the to do with stuff? And then you look to your friend and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go through this thing.
Wow. There's two. But I know sometimes they have more about like, I know some. Like sunset. Oh, that's like I like that kind of fun thing. Yeah. So I think cool. I find it was so like so.
Like a skills workshop.
Now it's so popular.
Okay.
Like, or like parents go out and first aid.
Yeah. Shane, fodder, maybe like pottery, stuff like that, right? Okay. But it's something that you like will do with your friends. And you think this council could start getting the families into.
About $6 per person. Is what it is. Well, like how many people come to? I know so.
Ooh, like that microphone there. Y'all close way too small for me. But yeah, no, do like mostly like you looking spot.
Everyone makes one the same time.
It'd be a lot. Ooh, hey, look at that. Bring you to the going.
It's so fun. It should be like, yeah, you're not 15 minutes in that one. Starting.
What do you listen to? That's a. Wait, do you like to go to do these? I have.
I said I signed up. We do like that just dance. It's politics. That's how much like. Yeah. Yeah. That's like. A lot of my friends are like that. Oh, that's I don't know if you're doing that. It's like that's just the supervisor. It's like I know we took like food drive, it's anything like so that like maybe a drive for this mental health for I don't know, is it like partnering with some project organizations or these different I don't know how that would work.
They don't have to do like dollars.
Yeah, it's like then like I was like I school they have this like high school middle stuff that's like I'm not even yeah. So I'm not sure how I don't know how but what do you think of like how we're doing like the senior that would feel like kind of saying that they're probably on the time. That way it's not that water.
Yeah, like the idea of
Yeah, it's really fun. So what people self-study something. I know a lot of people in their interviews mentioned something about finding better goals.
That's what got me.
Oh, so I just remember.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was for housing or it's so. Yeah, it was all really hard, right? Yeah. Oh, the candy mother thing? Yeah, it was like 30 size.
So what?
In the party.
That's Rock Creek HOA. That is outside of our homes.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to work it, that is a HOA.
It would be like, you'd be right, you don't have to make it like anyone could like, maybe along the house, I think like college. Like I know it's like workshops or like things learning skills, maybe there'd be like a workshop of. Mindfulness and feeling or like meditating or something. I don't know.
I like that. That's good.
I'm kind of mixing with
Shout outs, stuff like that. That would be a good one.
I feel like not like station, journaling, meditation, like yoga, or like gratitude things. Yeah.
One second, I'm gonna check out your group real quick.
Okay.
You want to back here, like next minutes, and kind of go over real quick?
Okay.
Go grab them.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah, I just realized, but yeah, it's like.
Oh,
And then come together in the middle page. Alright, so let's confirm what we want, confirm what you all want to do kind of stuff. That's.
You guys organize it by quarter or yeah, we quarter. It's like so why don't you guys present your first quarter and then we'll present ours and then yeah we could finalize the plan at one time.
Sure.
Okay. Like finalize this or like you might do it.
I'm going to write it, type this all down on my laptop.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Just give it this is really you guys. You can stand up. Yeah. Like we're doing one at a time. Okay. Okay. We didn't do it. Okay.
That's okay, you can bring that up to the group.
That's good. You can. Okay, so first, for our group, just to start off with like first quarter, we were going through like what we wanted to keep, what we didn't want to keep, and first we were saying keep Senathon. It's like run basically most years, and it's been pretty successful in getting like clubs from different schools to host their own events. It's a STEM. And then we also said keep parents night out in February around Valentine's Day. I think Valentine's Day is a Saturday. So we're talking about like around then or maybe like the week before. And then we also said yes to Soccer campaign. That's more just like us helping out with it during one of our meetings. We just like fold the socks and help them with that. So we said yes to that as well.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so we agreed with this a bit, but we thought, so we were talking, like those of you who did come last year, I'm sure you guys remember there was like the birdhouse lady who was trying to like steal our kids and stuff. And she was like she was in the front and we were in the spot, so it was like kind of far, like people couldn't really see us, I guess, and they were like kind of missing out because the spot is so secluded. So we were thinking kind of maybe sending it to all of the community center, or at least like a bigger portion of it, so maybe like this room in addition to like some other rooms, so that it can kind of be a bigger thing. And we were also thinking not just allowing clubs from high schools to come, but also maybe organizations. Allison mentioned that there was a possibility that I don't remember what it was called, but there would be maybe some more organizations interested. And yeah, and then for Parents Night Out, we thought that yes, of course we want to keep it because it's very successful, but we were not thinking it should be in Superior Elementary because last year we had issues with that venue, and either the like El Dorado is a good place to go or here is a good place to go.
That'll be your first quarter?
Yes, that's first quarter.
Alright, so that potentially would be a March date?
Yeah, so March probably. And then also some people brought up like a silent disco maybe, and we'd have to see the expenses on that, but that could be really fun for them, I feel like. Or we could do like a Just Dance type of situation. And it would just be like another way, but we can talk about that when the time comes. But we just kind of wanted to like make that a little bit bigger. And then lastly, for the soccer tour, we agreed we wanted to keep it, but we wanted to extend it not only for socks, but maybe for other like winter items. So like coats or hats or gloves. And it goes down into our fourth quarter, but that's like a different story. But we were thinking we could start it earlier, maybe in December, but we can get to that in a second. But yeah, we also wanted to keep that.
Yeah. And then also adding, I forgot to mention for Parents Night Out, between the two we have, which we'll get to like the second one, we talked about like El Dorado, community center or then the civics center down in downtown, because there's like a big space for that if we want to do it and we don't have to pay like $500 to rent out from the schools. So that's maybe an option for location wise. And then one other thing, we also mentioned about doing something more than just like socks, but maybe as a separate drive, like a used clothes kind of, well, actually, maybe we'll get to that.
Yeah, close softly.
Yes. Okay, wait, so should I go to the second quarter?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait, before I guess we go to the second quarter, does anyone have any other like things that they want to discuss about the first quarter, or like they feel strongly that they like didn't like this event that we did, or they really liked it? Just any commentary? No. Okay, then I think we can just move it on.
Yes, let's move on.
okay, so for second quarter, we decided, yes to the second parent night out. Also mentioning like making a different location between the two, which we can sort out venues, like one at El Dorado and then one either community center or civic center. And then I would also say April was what we were saying. And then the change we talked about was for the meeting, so like committee event. I think we did like people could come to our meeting and then just see how stuff was like, and we kind of said that didn't really work out. There wasn't like a whole lot of people that showed up. So we talked about like different ideas between like starting in April, we could do advertising just kind of like for SYLC within our schools or other spaces, just so people know about it, and then do like an actual neat SYLC event like in the summertime around June. That could be like, I think we said we could have some kind of event with the summer markets that take place now downtown. Or I think that was kind of all we mentioned for event one, but we talked a lot of like advertising things we could do just for so people know about it, like within the schools, doing morning announcements or flyers, some type of video announcement, like Monarch has KYOT that we could try to get something in for, or invite like NHS members at any schools to like participate and stuff, but more just about getting the word out of SYLC. And then for mental health, so our thing is that it's been talked about in past years, but we haven't really done a lot with it. It's hard because we're not like licensed people to talk about it, or I think really post our own events. But we're saying more collaborative with already established mental health like clubs organizations. And I was talking about like, I don't know if you guys know Coley's Closet, but I'm a part of it, and they go to like schools and present there, and I presented in like your guys' health classes, but they do a lot of like year-round events for mental health. So if you want to collaborate with them, I could help like work with that, or they do an art for awareness thing that takes place here. It's just in April. It's like selling art from students' artwork to like donate to awareness foundations. But if we want to work with them or get people we know that are like student art work people to contribute to that. And yeah, that was kind of it for the second quarter that we talked about. Okay, yeah. For us, we talked about maybe adding something like with Earth Day, so we could get like different volunteers involved and whatnot. And we could maybe do like eco clubs or like other art type of stuff with that. So it could be like a version of STEMathon, I guess, but more like centered around Earth Day and like the ecosystem and whatnot. But we can talk about that a little bit. And then for mental health opportunities, we agreed with you guys. We thought that like in the past it hasn't worked out well, but we do think like it's important, and there are some ways that we can definitely get involved in youth. So we were thinking maybe we could have some speakers come in during meetings. I remember 2 years ago we had a speaker come in for mental health, and he was super helpful, and he like allowed us to also collaborate with him and share our ideas. So maybe if we could like get in touch with him or something similar to that. And then we also thought, Allison brought this up, but like we could talk about, or we could do possible like letters or like kindness letters. And we could extend this not only to volunteers like within SYLC, but also outside of SYLC. And they're just like kindness letters to people who are like struggling with mental health. It's through a specific organization, but we could possibly talk about doing something like that and maybe set up an event for that and give incentive for kids to come. So
something like that. And then we also talked, second semester gets a little bit, I guess you could say slow, because we don't have like Monster Mash going on or any like the holiday stuff. So we were I kind of brought this up, like college and resume help. 2 years ago, we had a person come in and help us like with college and resume things and like helped us decide how to pitch like our elevator pitch and things like that. And I remember only being a sophomore, but it was super helpful. And for those of you who are maybe like underclassmen and starting to think about college, it's a really helpful thing. So maybe if we could get in touch with that lady or, you know, other college counselors or other guidance. So yeah, that's kind of like what we were thinking. We didn't see the panel sign out on it, but that's, yeah, for sure. We could do it. The Civic Center is one good idea because like it's not really touched yet, like it hasn't been touched yet, but we could have like that could like make it more widespread, I guess. Yes.
And then one other thing along with like the mental health ideas we did also talk about doing like workshops here too. Like we talked about like workshops in general, but maybe like a mental health workshop with like stations of like journaling, meditation, or yoga, something that we could all be part of, kind of like same thing of like having someone come in and talk about it. We could have, I don't know, people run those type of things, but just something related to that for us to do in like the town. And then, okay, is that probably for,
Yeah, that's all we had first. Okay, yeah.
is everyone good with those ideas? Any other additions you guys want to talk about or add, or you think it's good? Okay, think so. Okay, so for third quarter, kind of like that summertime like window. So for kickball, we were kind of saying, well, we put a question mark next to it just because it hadn't really worked out. So we are kind of saying scratch it, but maybe see if we could change it into something else. So we talked about like a pickleball kind of tournament thing. A lot of people are involved in that. Like I know some schools have pickleball clubs, so students that actually do pickleball, and then like adults that also have their own clubs for it. So I think people would be happy to do some type of tournament with that if we posted it. We just have to figure out how we want to do it. And if it stay during like 4th of July, or if we want to make it some separate thing. And then just same thing, like keeping volunteer opportunities for 4th of July. That's just outside of our hands. It's more like volunteering at the festival. Well, and then for Metro Mayor's Day, we said yes to it again. We were just saying, I think probably just more planning needs to go ahead of time. So we were talking about doing the mints one of the years, but it didn't get planned out because they only do tours at a certain like time of the year. So I think we were just saying it'd be cool to try that again and maybe plan it out more to how we could figure out when to do it, but we wanted to keep it. And then we said yes to senior send off again. That has been really fun. We threw out some more ideas of like what type of venues we want to do, but we probably have time to talk about that more. Like we like the trampoline park, the dogs. Jeremy mentioned about like a Nerf archery place in Denver that he knows of that I think might be fun too. And then or Meow Wolf, like Victorians, kind of those same type of venue, just still said yes to it. And then for third quarter for us, we were like discussing the kickball tournament and we were just like considering the past 2 years and how it just has not been successful. So we thought no kickball tournament. But I like the idea of like a pickleball thing that could be something we could discuss. And we thought that we could focus and like hone in more on like promoting SYLC as a whole. So having like games or just other types of like candy and stuff for kids at the 4th of July thing. And then we were also thinking we wanted to keep Metro Mayors. Oh, last year we didn't do it, right? Because I think.
Yeah, the mints, and we got very, very busy with everything.
So we were thinking definitely like the Mint is a really fun place to go to. But also we've done like the courthouse and the Capitol in the past, and we were thinking maybe the courthouse if the Mint doesn't work out, because the Mint has like kind of specific times. But if we can get on that as soon as possible, then I think that would be a really good opportunity for us. And then we were also thinking, so for the 4th of July, I also brought this up, but it's like it's 150th anniversary of Colorado, or it's going to be on like around July. So we were thinking maybe dressing up or some sort of thing to celebrate that and to just like get more silk promotion out. And then lastly, we were thinking that we wanted to go to the Chili Fest, so continue that and hopefully have more volunteers this year since it was a little bit, we didn't have as many as we wanted to last year, but considering it's such a big event for Superior, I think that's good. And we could just start advertising Silk and Monster Mash there.
And then I just realized we also talked about, instead of pickleball, we asked for the placement of like kickball. We talked about like a disc golf potentially. It's kind of a game tournament thing. They have that stuff down at like Autry Park. Or then like an art contest, just maybe something replacement of it if we can throw that together. But yeah.
Every 2 months.
Okay, so fourth quarter is mainly just Monster Mash. Of course, we don't really have a saying like, I don't know, change or getting rid of Monster Mash to because it's like a big event and it's worked out pretty well. The only thing we added to it is like if we want to change the location, if it does get like really big within the next year, because then we also mentioned the Civic Center again. That's like a bigger venue if we need to move to there, or if weather's bad, then moving there might be better, but just same kind of thing, Monster Mash has been good. And just like some other ideas we mentioned, along with like the mental health workshops, we also mentioned like, this could be probably at any point during the year, but workshops just in general for teens or anyone to like learn new skills. So we talked about like a pottery workshop or crocheting or something like that, just some more involvement. Kind of like the teen nights they do. They do here. Like once a month, we could just throw on some workshops for more fun things for people to do. And one other thing we also talked about is, I think, the used clothes swap idea. So we were thinking like kids our age kind of like thrifting or like kind of doing that type of idea. So we were thinking like a time or event where we could, I think, I'm not really sure what we're like saying, but in like swapping clothes and like kind of thrifting idea, I'm not really sure.
I think what we discussed was it would be kind of like a clothing swap, like clothing, right? A swap in some ways. So everyone comes in with clothing that they don't have anymore, and kind of like trade. Like, I like that shirt. I'll trade you my shirt for this shirt, kind of situation. And any clothing that was left over that no one wants will be donated.
Okay, and then like maybe like going on with like a clothing drive or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of our ideas in wrapping up like the fourth quarter. But, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so we agreed to keep the Monster Mash. We kind of went more into detail about it because I mean it was so recent, but we think definitely no tic-tac-toe and maybe like a new game instead, and then no potions this year because it was very messy last year. And yes to cookie painting with a few adjustments we thought was a good idea. And for the trunk or treat, we definitely thought we should keep it. It was super successful and it was a good way to like have businesses come in and like kind of learn more about silk, but we thought that, you know, they needed more candy and maybe more supervisors. I know we had some issues with, it wasn't really an issue, but like there wasn't that many volunteers who ended up coming. So maybe if we could get it more widespread or maybe have people invite their friends or something of that sort, then we could get more volunteers and just make the event run a little bit smoother. And then keep donut bobbing as well because it was very successful. And then we didn't do Winter Fest last year, but we talked about it a little bit and we thought that it would be a really good way to start off the Socket Tomb campaign. So instead of doing just like donating, we talked about this in the first quarter, but like instead of just donating like socks, we could donate like winter coats and other types of things. And we could start that at Winterfest and get it continue it into the next year. And it's just like we could have a booth there and stuff, but we could specifically ask people for donations beforehand or like during the event. And then we thought that the snowbuster, we haven't done that in previous years, and we thought that maybe that isn't really aligning with what Silk wants to do. But yeah, we kind of talked about that. And definitely like a used clothing drive or a clothing shop would be definitely good. Yeah, so yeah, we also, if we want to do like a winter fest thing, we talked about maybe that time of year doing like a holiday food or toy drive. So a lot of like schools or places do those kind of drives for like books, toys, food, like canned foods that we could do.
just to like help our community, or we also talked about doing a back to school supply drive, which would be more around August instead of like the winter time, or over the summer actually. So that'd be like working with nonprofit organizations or certain schools to kind of gather like school supplies to help give out to people who need school supplies basically. We just kind of throw that out there as another like drive we could do.
Does anyone have any other comments or like, I don't know, any other ideas that we didn't talk about at all in our groups? I think it's okay. So I think that wraps up the work group stuff, but
So I've got most of it on here, I definitely have missed some of it.
Okay.
If I missed something, let me know.
yeah.
But what we should do as a group here, we should vote if we want, what we wanna keep, what we wanna get rid of. Because this is our finals, like we're finalizing this.
Okay, yeah, then I guess we can go through it. So okay if I borrow that. Then we can really quickly vote on including stuff. Okay, so oh, also yeah. So vote, I guess raise your hand if you think we should continue the STEM activity for the upcoming year.
Awesome, do you all wanna keep that as a month of March?
Yes.
Alright, I'm locking that in.
And then
It's up on the screen for you.
okay, yeah, okay, and then raise your hand if you want to keep the parents' night out in February.
So, and that will be February 14th, Valentine's Day, Saturday?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
And then do we want to, I guess with the socket to them, I think we all agreed that we wanted to keep that, but do we want to make adjustments on that at all?
I mean, you're all just gonna be packaging and dividing socks, basically.
Okay, then I guess we can make like co-drive separate from that, but raise your hand if you think we should keep the socket to them.
Ooh, wait. Okay, yeah, I mean, majority.
Okay, now going into the second quarter, raise your hand if we want to keep the parents' night out in April. We can decide on location and stuff later, but
Alright, first parent night out or second parent night out will be April, understood. And I'll come up with a date for you later.
okay, and then meeting SYLC committee event.
I got it updated on the screen there. This was more of a, do you want a singular thing? It's like a, maybe you all go out and volunteer for the community. Kind of like Silk goes volunteer, does a trash pickup day or something like that.
Yeah, I think we could do something like that. Do we have to finalize what it is right now?
No, just the
Okay.
idea.
Okay, then I think that's a good idea. Yeah, we could keep that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that works well. Okay, raise your hand if you want to do some sort of like SYLC committee event where we help out and volunteer. No?
What
Yes.
do you mean like help out volunteer?
Like it could be something like similar to like National Trails Day or like Chili Fest where we just go and we don't plan the event, but we just volunteer.
Or you could host your own, like you could go out and it's completely up to you, but yeah, you could couple this with Earth Week. And work with the town on some things that we call for volunteers. It's a great way to get your council's name out there to the public so they know who you are. It's a great way to meet people and have new connections as well. So this would be, Earth Week this would be an April thing. Yeah, it would be.
This also talks about like the summer markets.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys wanna do that instead of.
I think being a volunteer thing would be fun, but it'd be good to do something else too, since like not that many of you actually go to like Cleveland Trails Day.
Okay,
Yeah.
this will be a vote if you all wanna nix this or keep it.
Okay, does anyone else wanna like, I don't know, I agree, I think maybe not like specifically volunteering for a different event, but I do think we could partner and do something with Earth Day. I think that's a good idea. We could figure that out along the way, so it doesn't have to be final right now, but okay, raise your hand if you want to keep like some type of committee event that we can help out at. I think that's majority. Okay. Um,
So I will instead put it as a volunteer opportunity kind of thing. We will get rid of this. Clear that up for you. Earth Week with. Let's see here. Got it.
There's no other way to do it.
What was it?
No other way to do it.
Earth.
okay, and then raise your hand if you want to keep helping out at the National Trails Day.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just, that Natural Trails Day will happen, it's just an opportunity.
Yeah, like the volunteer
Yeah.
portion, yeah, okay. And then. Does anyone have any other opinions about the mental health opportunities? I think the letters is a good idea. We could also just get that done maybe in a meeting at some point, or the workshops that you guys were talking about, but I don't know. Do we think that's a good idea, or I mean, in past years, it hasn't been successful, but we also haven't put a lot of effort into it, so we could try to make it something, but I don't know.
I mean, we could just do like collaboration with an app, like a current mental health organization if we can't come up with anything. So we could keep it as like either like mental health volunteering with something else or coming up with our own like workshops here, like letters. So like.
Let's put it this way.
Mental health, no.
Yeah. If we keep it up in these top 3 bulletin boards, it will mean that you all are going to be focusing more on that as opposed to the bottom 3 bullets, which is more like this is an opportunity that you kind of could go to if you want to. Make it more sense. You're putting focus on these bullet points right here.
Yeah.
So do you want to put your focus on mental health stuff during the mental health?
Would it be hard during May? Like with our testing?
April or May, yeah.
Yes, hard during May. Okay, so it's April, we're only doing hair inside out.
That is correct, and then potentially resume and college application workshops, depending when you all want to work on that.
Okay.
Should we maybe pick between the two, like between resume? Yeah, between college stuff.
Or, because I think. You probably should do a piece of thing. First quarter is pretty empty, if you guys are doing stuff around.
There is that too.
Well.
We could do resume. Yeah, resume stuff up there. That's a good idea. And then we could keep.
Sales and talks about.
Mhm.
We do this in like January or February.
Or even like March, just put it into the goals.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, let's do that, but
Do we have to vote on that?
we're gonna move that up there. Do you all want to keep that first and foremost? That's the thing we should vote on.
Yeah, I think so.
But I do vote.
Okay, well, does anyone have any other opinions about it before we vote? Okay, then I guess we can just vote on it. Raise your hand if you want to do like a mental health thing from January to March, like we could do it sometime in that time frame.
Yeah, as a majority, I'm gonna get rid of this one, and
Okay.
then resume and college application.
Yeah,
workshops. This is gonna be solely internal, so this is for your all benefits.
Yeah. Okay, raise your hand if you want to do something with resume and college application workshops. It's pretty.
Should be very helpful.
Yeah.
Do you all want that in April? Do you want that
I
in
think April's a good time, it gets really busy, so.
For April it is.
Okay, and then, okay, we did National Trans Day, we did. Yeah, it's super.
Third quarter stuff?
Yeah, so. Should we does anyone, would you guys be more interested in pickleball tournament or maybe a disc golf tournament?
Or not?
Or doing none, or continuing kickball if we want to do that.
I think we could get more people interested in pickleball. Because that's just like a big thing here. But,
We could try that.
It doesn't need to be on 4th of July either. It could be just a random weekend in June. It could be a random weekend in July. Doesn't need to be 4th of July. Doesn't need to be tied to 4th of July.
yeah, I don't think we should do it on before the date.
Okay.
But I think pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball later for this stuff. Yeah, I agree.
You all play pickleball?
I think we should do it in June, because I feel like more people are like into the student, I feel like in June, more people leave in July, I feel like. Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so raise your hand if you guys want to do some sort of like pickleball tournament type of thing in the month of June.
Her.
Okay, and then we'll be helping out at the 4th of July, but should we vote on the 150 anniversary thing?
Do you want it? I don't know what you mean. Do you want to do an event? Do you want to just wear the shirts you all wear at the 4th of July events?
I was gonna be one about ladies for like a big,
So wait,
like, what it is, 150 years, right? Yeah.
In which case,
250.
200.
For the US.
That's like.
250 for the
I
US.
used to 50 somewhere, okay.
And what-
You watch 150 for Colorado.
Does it sound like it's already gonna be implemented for the 4th of July? So I don't know if it's necessarily something y'all need to do, but you can more than welcome to dress up if you do a volunteer and a booth type of thing.
yeah, yeah, maybe like people think choose that.
Okay.
Okay, and then, so for Metro mayors, I guess we'll first vote, raise your hand if you guys want to go to like a Metro mayor meeting that we could do, for senior sign off.
Alright, just to give you a heads up as well, there is a potential that we could do it in February of this next upcoming year as well. I'll have to get in touch with the Metro Mayor Caucus, is that right? To see if they have one happening in February. The Mint should still be doing tours for large groups that we can reserve ahead of time for that as well, so there is that.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, I will still keep it as September or February, depending on what the Mint says.
Okay.
But we'll plan for that.
We don't have a set time. It's usually August.
You guys are right. Sorry, October. Yeah, words. Okay,
We've done August in the past.
we have done August in the past. Alright, so I will deal with that line in a second here.
And then for senior send off, I guess raise your hand if you think that we should continue like senior send off to say goodbye to all the seniors, and we can decide the place and location and whatnot later. Okay, perfect. And then with that, I maybe want to like have join during our time.
Okay, this goes on, like, when we do the senior send off, we have members come to that same event, so it would just be like. A big like welcoming fun thing, so we've usually kept that just to like get new members to get involved in something fun. To give it an idea.
Okay, yeah. So raise your hand if you think that we should do that like member orientation. Okay, perfect, that looks like majority. Okay, and then we will help out volunteering at 4th of July and Chili Fest. Looks like. I don't think so. Okay, now going into 4th quarter.
Hold on, do y'all wanna do a back to school drive for those months?
I just think it gets a little bit, and that's kind of a busy month for us, but that's not a bad idea. It's really good.
I mean, it might be hard with the timing. Just cause like people are gone during the summer, and then if we have to put it together to get supplies and stuff. While we're also trying to do like senior send off and our meeting, it might be hard.
So I vote to keep it or mix it?
Yeah, raise your hand if you want to do some sort of like back to school. Okay, that is, no.
Okay, heard.
Okay, now, I guess,
Monster Mash, y'all.
yeah, we'll keep Monster Mash for sure. Do we still vote on Monster Mash?
No, because technically it's a town event.
Yeah, okay, skills workshop for teens, okay, would you guys be interested in doing some type of teen workshop of some sort? You would be interested in it?
We were saying like. This could just, I mean, it's kind of like the same thing with the mental health of like just hosting a workshop of like pottery, crocheting, like there's some fun stuff, kind of like how they do the tea nights here. So yeah, there's that, yeah. I guess what would it look like? Because we'd probably have to get organizations to help us out, or would we?
We have an art and culture supervisor who runs these kind of things for the community already, so we could get in touch with her about this and kind of set something up with that. Or potentially, we could talk with the Chamber of Commerce, see if they have any connections about someone who will host something like this as well. And we can talk to some of the programmers that we have here in the community center as well. So we are connections to be able to do something like this.
Okay, does anyone feel strongly about this? I guess we can put it to a vote. Raise your hand if you think we should do a teen workshop of some sort. It looks like it's majority.
And majority, alright, let's plan that for like, December, November. I'll just, we'll do it as like a November.
Okay, and then that moves on to another thing. Would we want to do like a clothing swap of some sort?
But that be like that, just so you so could like be involved.
We could probably be 2 weeks like that.
Yeah, guys, get in touch with your friends at high school, whatnot. Look out a space at a civic space or here, where you all have just like a giant clothing swap.
I think that could be really successful if everyone like close events. Inclusive with like that, like not having to pay for their clothes, it's just like great.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
Put it to a vote.
Yeah, okay. Raise your hand if you think that we should do something of like a clothing swap. Okay.
Alright, you have a preferred one?
Would we host it as like a clothing drive or like?
As a close, it could be part of the close drive. We can also move this over to the third quarter in September. Or potentially August as well. Because it's August and September, although they're pretty heavier meetings. Event like programs wise, you don't have a lot going on.
We could throw a coat drive up in January though.
Yeah, but this could be coupled with that then.
Okay, yeah. So would we wanna do it in January? Or, I don't know.
January might be a little fast. Especially with people coming back. And then we're gonna have the mental health speakers and whatnot, and if anything, that meeting should be really dedicated to planning out your upcoming events. But if you want in January, we can make it work in January.
I think people like August. I want to do a clothing swap during a time when you're collecting items to give the charity.
Okay.
So make them more accepted.
Yeah, probably in August because I fear like people are very busy in December time, like they're gonna be gone. And yeah, if we do want to do something in the winter, like for that sort, then we could August is good.
Okay.
Okay, and then the last couple things that we have to do we think we should do a toy drive of some sort? We have not done this in past years, but it's a good way, I guess it's a good way to help out. Or along with that, would we want to do like maybe a winter coat drive or like, I don't know.
Maybe this is where your coat drive will be.
Yeah, maybe we could do one or the other, but well, most definitely not both, but
Would we like combine, cause we have like toy, food and code, would we like? Just make it one campaign and maybe do like, not all 3, but.
I think we probably pick one, right?
Yeah.
I would suggest picking one, makes it, gives it more attention.
Yeah,
Okay. I think we put that these. Better
for
for
people.
Anyone have any feelings about picking one specifically?
Like toys, food or coats.
I mean, like around the holidays, toys could be good. But
Yeah.
You guys volunteer at Winterfest, that was really good. Good stuff.
I think actually like a food drive would be a good idea because I almost feel like people might donate more. I don't know. I feel like that could be pretty successful, and that's an easy thing if we do want to start like campaigning for that at Winterfest, it's very easy to bring like a can of food to a fest rather than like a tote, if that makes sense. Yeah, a tow truck is yeah, extra. Very, yeah, whereas like food cans, like you can go and ship that and stuff, and yeah, and that like that's like accessible to almost anyone. So I feel like we could do that. Okay, we can put it to a vote. Raise your hand if you think that we should do a food drive for the month of December and maybe continue it into January.
Sure.
Cool. And then I think that is it.
What's the Winterfest?
So the Winterfest, we haven't done this in the past, but it is like, it's kind of a volunteer opportunity similar to Chili Fest. It's ran by the town of Superior, I think Superior Chamber. And a lot of like, they just have like rangers come or different like businesses come, and it's in downtown Superior. And I went last year, it was really, really fun, but we didn't do it for Superior we didn't do it for SYLC last year. But I think it would be a good way to just kind of like communicate and stuff, because we have a lot of communication in the month of like October, but we don't really in December. So, yeah.
When is it this year? The 13th?
Saturday, December 13th.
Should we put one of them?
For volunteering at Winterfest? I mean, it's a volunteer opportunity, but it would be very good to have volunteers for it. We'll bring it up at December's meeting as a reminder, because that would be a great way to get your campaign started.
Yeah. Okay, then I think that's it for approving it.
It is, and I will give you the final, I'll send out the final to y'all as well.
Okay, awesome. So we're gonna move on so I can like wrap it up a little bit.
I would suggest, just because I'm at 10% hurry.
Yeah. Okay, you can do it.
Yeah, we can move to December's meeting.
Yeah.
And I will meet with the chairs, you all separately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then do we have any staff updates?
Well, first and foremost, we do have the vote if we want to put it to a vote. We have something on the agenda and we want to move it to the next meeting's agenda, vote if you want to postpone.
Okay, yeah. All in favor, oh wait, I moved to postpone the, like, something on our agenda to next month's agenda. Do I hear a second?
That would be the co-chair, we were.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, that is, okay. Now do we have any staff updates?
It's a note. So for Monster Mash, it is a team effort. And unfortunately, we did have about 6 people, correct?
Around the ship.
Not show up. We are a team, and when 6 people don't show up, it means that other people now have to do more work, or some activities don't get some attention as they were supposed to. So it is really important that if you're not going to show, you let us know plenty in advance. We try to get it done a year ahead of time, so that way you guys are able to let us know, we can work around things. However, it is kind of disappointing when we don't communicate together. So moving forward, should anything ever happen where you can't make it, just let us know. Either me or Jeremy, put it in the group chat. That way we can make a plan and work around it. Thank you.
Thank you. Then do we have any council updates at all?
I'll give a brief update. I know you guys have been working late tonight, but thanks for Monster Mash. I think you guys did a great job, except for the ones who didn't show up. This coming Monday, we're going to be having a conversation about the South Bowl. I don't know if anybody here likes the South Bowl, goes to the South Bowl at all. I know that's more of the younger pool in town, but we're going to be spending a lot of money renovating both the North and the South Bowl over the next year and change. The discussion that we're having on Monday is really kind of like the preliminary scope of the project. So like, is this going to be a $2-3 million or like a $6-7 million project? So we are open to kind of suggestions, and this is all from like on one range of just like doing a cosmetic upgrade to the South Bowl as it currently is, to completely tearing it out and re-envisioning it. So it's going to have potentially like a exterior slide and different lap lanes and all sorts of, the sky's the limit. It's just a question of what the council is going to authorize us to spend and what direction we're going to give to our consultants. So for anybody who's a user of the pool, we want it to be something that everybody likes. We don't want to design it in a way that, you know, us adults think like, oh, this is going to be great, and the people that are actually swimming in it don't really like the decisions that we're making. So I would encourage you to give me your feedback sooner rather than later as to like what you'd like to see in the South Pool. If there are things that you really like about the South Pool that you'd like to see kept, I'd like to know that. And then if there are things that you definitely don't like about the South Pool that you think we need to change, I'm all ears on that. So you can either tell me now, or you can come see the presentation on Monday night. You can watch it afterwards. You can shoot us an email. You can get messages to Allison and Jeremy, and they'll get them to us. But we're open to suggestions. So the plan right now is if we can, we're going to be demoing the North Pool, not this winter, but next year. And right now the plan is to do both the North and the South Pool next winter. So between 26, 27 winters. And in order to meet that schedule, we need to really give clear direction to all of the designers and the crews that are actually going to be doing the work for us to meet that timeline. Otherwise, there's the potential for it to get pushed back a year. But that's a pretty major infrastructure project for the town, and we want to make sure that we're getting it right. Questions, comments?
Hi, this is just like a question I throw out there, but have you guys talked about like a plaza either, or is that like a big addition to add?
We have talked about a hot tub. That is in one of the slides for Monday night. That was one of the commonly asked for options. One of the things that they're looking at also right now is, I forget exactly what they call it. It is a hydrojet pool. So it's like, it would be like a section of the entire pool. So it's not like a separate hot tub, but it would be like a portion of the pool that would be where a lot of the jets would pump in warm water. So it would be warmer than the rest of the pool, sort of like a hot tub, but it wouldn't require like a separate plumbing facility separate from the pool itself. So that's an option as well. Others?
I actually did have one question. Are you guys gonna get rid or keep the like blue chairs that like suck people in?
We're gonna get new furniture.
Yeah.
That's part of the plan.
Okay. Yeah, literally.
At both pools.
Perfect. Then I think we are all good. I move to end this meeting. Do I hear a second? I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Okay, meeting is.
Good job, tables.
Recording stopped.